Another huge night of Champions League action ahead as Chelsea head to the Bernabeu to face holders Real Madrid. A night of particular importance for Frank Lampard, who is back at Chelsea as caretaker manager. And this is, of course, a big chance to impress the owner, Todd Boehly.
I've been fortunate enough to manage in the Champions League in 2 seasons. As a player, it was always the special competition. And so to be here as a manager, particularly when a week ago, today even, I didn't know I'd be here, is a huge honour for me, of course, and was, a big part of my thought process of, taking on the challenge here. This is an amazing challenge for me personally, as well as obviously for us as a team and a club. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to the occasion myself.
We have to respect this team, this club, because it's a top-level club with very good players. They're not going through a good moment, but sometimes these kind of matches, they have such big motivation that they're going to get the best out of them.
I think most of the times Real Madrid is the favorite, but this are things we are not thinking about. We are very focused on ourselves. We trained very well in the last couple of days, and the goal is very clear. We want to reach the semi-finals.
Well, Chelsea's chances have been boosted by the news that both Thiago Silva and N'Golo Kanté are fit for tonight's match. Well, Silva has been out for a month with a knee injury, but Kanté has been out for most of the season with a hamstring problem.
In terms of coming back and playing at a really high level, I've witnessed him do it. He did it in the Super Cup final for me against Liverpool a few years ago. He had to pass a fitness test, hadn't trained for a long time, and he was best player on the pitch for 120 minutes, pretty much. So I think he has the capacity to do that because he's a special player. So hopefully he can do that for us because he's that high level of player. And when we miss him as a club, we miss him because of how good he is. So it's a positive for this, that he's back for sure.
I mean, he's got a hugely talented squad. And N'Golo Kanté's back. That's a big news. And I think he's a massive, massive player for them. The question mark is obviously game time, lack of game time. However, I'd be throwing him straight in there. He's got enough experience, know-how, the ability. He's a world-class player. And it's now about, as we all see with Chelsea, trying to gel something together, try and find the right combinations. And that's something that obviously Graham Potter struggled with massively. And there seems to be a lack of self-belief in large degrees with the players. And I think that's been a problem. When you don't have a consistent side playing week in, week out, you're not getting results on top of that. It kind of breeds a sense of insecurity.
Well, Lampard and Ancelotti have met as managers before, twice in the Premier League. Lampard was in his first spell as Chelsea boss. Ancelotti at the time was at Everton. And, well, they are honours even in this one. They have a win each. Chelsea victorious in that first meeting between the pair. Before then, Ancelotti's Everton got their revenge later in the year, and Lampard was sacked just a month after that. But this time, is it Ancelotti's job that is on the line? Madrid are 13 points behind Barcelona in the La Liga title race. So the Copa del Rey and in particular the Champions League take on added importance in their season.
They were having a very difficult time juggling the spinning plates from basically January up until now with so many different competitions with the Spanish Super Cup, with the Cup and everything else, that they just weren't really able to keep up the pace in the league, amongst other things as well. So yes, it's going to be vitally important for them to get their hands on the trophy again. If they don't go on to win the Champions League or the Cup, then obviously it would be considered as a big failure. It's very likely that Carlo Ancelotti will lose his job, but waiting in the wings, it seems as though he has a pretty nice job to fall back on, which would be Brazil. So not too bad. But in any case, he does seem to want to stick around. He has a contract until June of 2024. And obviously he's a winner and a champion, and so are the players, and they want to win. So I would say that, yes, they have to win in order for this to be considered a very successful season.
If I were the president, for sure, I will keep him. But it's up to him to decide. This club is very difficult for anyone. Bear in mind that in the last 60 years, 6-0, only one coach, Del Bosque, has been more than 3 years on that bench. That's very, very difficult. So sometimes coaches have too much pressure. They know that in this club, to win is an obligation. It's not a success.
Well, goals have been a real problem for Chelsea. They're yet to score in 3 games this month. And have a look at this. Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema has scored more goals in all competitions this season than all of the forwards eligible to play for Chelsea tonight combined. And don't expect him to let up tonight. His last 10 goals in the Champions League have been scored, in fact, against English clubs. It's already the longest run of consecutive goals by a player against clubs from a single nation. And all 10 of those goals, by the way, have been scored during the knockout rounds.
I've got a huge amount of respect for the team. I think my biggest respect for the Real Madrid team and the success over the years is when I look at the players that have real longevity, that are serial winners. Benzema, Modric, Cruz, these players, because to appreciate what it takes at this level to win so regularly, keep motivation, affect the team around you and be the leaders of the group, which I think quite clearly they are, I think is what makes them the special players that they are. So I have huge admiration for them, and they all in a different way have these incredible qualities. And of course Vinicius Junior as well, as a young player, is some incredible qualities.
Frank Lampard is a hell of a task. I mean, I'm not too keen on him coming back to the club. I have to be honest. I've said that many times. I don't really understand. It doesn't really make sense to me why he's there, but he's there now. So let's see what they can do tonight. It's a huge task, because when Vinicius and Karim Benzema and the rest are on form, they are so hard to beat and so hard to play against, and they have this kind of never giving up mentality as well. Even when they go down or 2 goals down, they can always come back. And we saw that last season, which was an incredible season really for them in Europe. So it's a big ask for Chelsea tonight and next week